Hi, it's Ryan from Knights Around the Table, and my lovely wife Cheryl is joining me today. It's a rare case when Cheryl joins in an unboxing video, and usually you only jump on when it's a game you're interested in, right?
Generally, yeah. So
this must be a game that you're interested in. This is A Feast for Odin, which you saw me unbox in an earlier video. So let's get this the heck off the table. The new hotness, well, new to us, maybe not new to you, maybe you've owned it and played it a million different times, is the Norwegians expansion for A Feast for Odin. Now, I was at my friendly local game store not too long ago, and I didn't know what to get. And now it's great because you've got the Discord server, and if you want to jump in there, there's the link on the bottom of the screen. And I use them now like Board Game 911. Like I'll queue up Discord, I'll be like, guys, I'm at the game store, what do I get? And so that's what happened that one day, and they sold me on A Feast for Odin. Diem explains in particular, who's a big Uwe Rosenberg fan, that's the designer of A Feast for Odin. And I went home with it, and I thought, yeah, okay, this might be cool. Looks a bit complex. Now, this is the same guy who designed, do you know? Yeah, you know.
Agricola?
Yeah, Agricola.
Yes.
Agricola and Caverna. So there's a huge following for Uwe Rosenberg games. He's kind of like Stefan Feld. There are a few rock star board game designers in the industry, and I mean rock star with the most lowercase r you could ever imagine. But he's a lowercase r rock star designer, and so he designs good games. And you really took to A Feast for Odin. You really enjoyed it.
I really enjoy it. I've asked to play it a few times recently.
Yeah, and we've only ever played it 2 players. Which is weird. And what's funny is right now the channel is Knights Around the Table is all Uwe Rosenberg all the time. So if you caught the Agricola How to Play, that was recently. Now I'm unboxing this. I'm currently working on an A Feast for Odin How to Play video, and then we might do some more Uwe Rosenberg stuff in the near future. What's this all about? Well, I have no idea as usual, because I like to be surprised. But what I have been told by people in the know is that this is an essential expansion. Now, there are expansions that add like, oh, this adds a 5th or a 6th player. There are expansions that add sort of inessential mechanics, expansions that make games longer to play and kind of drag them out a bit more.
Yeah.
Right? But there are very few essential expansions. And I think one of them, I would say, would be Lords of Waterdeep, Scoundrels of Skullport. You know, with the little blue skulls. I think I would call that an essential expansion. I don't think I would play, or I know I don't enjoy playing Lords of Waterdeep without that expansion.
No, it feels lacking without it.
Yeah, like it's missing stuff. Like it's missing cool little blue skulls. So apparently that's the deal with this. And Cheryl actually, I think by now knows more about this expansion than I even do, because she looked at the back of the box and I didn't. I'm trying to
keep looking.
Right, I'm trying to maintain my board game virginity on this. So you know what? I'm gonna kick it off to you. You can flip the box down so that our overhead camera can pick it up. Go ahead and tell us about what you discovered on the back of the box. Yes, let's frame it nicely. There you go. So do you know what it comes with? Is it like, does it add extra players? It looks like it adds a whole pile of boards.
It looks like there's extra boards. There's extra, like, I can't remember what they're called, the items.
The treasures, like the gray ones that act as blue ones. If you've never played the game, now I can't imagine that you're actually watching this video having never played A Feast for Odin, because you're going to find it hard to follow along. But we'll do what we can if you're a neophyte to the game. Essentially, as Cheryl opens it, it's a Viking-themed worker placement game where you're trying to expand your little village by doing a variety of things. And it's a worker placement game, one of these ones where there's a common board and there's a whole pile of actions on the common board. And you send your little Viking wooden pieces to those common board actions. And what is striking about A Feast for Odin is that there are roughly 1 million spaces on the main board. Do you remember how overwhelming it was when we put that main board on the table? We were just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm a little worried that this is going to add just too much crap to the table.
I don't know. It's funny, when I was trying to do the how to play video, just today I tidied it up and I had it set for 4 players. This table right here is a 4 foot by 4 foot table, and I could barely fit everything on the 4 foot by 4 foot table.
I mean, it's round though, so maybe...
It is round, maybe a square table or
maybe a 3 by 5 would be better.
Might be, I don't know. We'll have to find out. Anyway, let's open it and listen carefully.
Okay.
Ooh! Box fartometer.
1?
One, I would say. I think it's a 1 or a 2. It's a borderline 2,
It's
but
1.
yeah, 1. Well, lovely. We got a little toot out of the box. It's because you're here. You're the magical toot inspirer. I know that she inspires many, many toots. So, okay, to the box.
How are you gonna say that?
Don't be distracted. To the box. Oh my gosh. We're in for something now. See, Cheryl, she's just tearing into things. We got to stretch it out because the algorithm likes long videos. So, so people are sitting like at the unboxings. They're like, just open the damn box already. It would take about a minute and a half, really, and YouTube likes to go 15 minutes or more. So there's a new score sheet.
Yeah,
Show us all about it. You know what? We can put that on the close-up camera over here.
Excellent.
What do we got?
How fancy.
Uh-oh. Okay, good. We didn't stop recording when I threw my buttons off the table just there. So what were you noticing that was interesting about the score sheet?
I don't know, like, are they changing how scoring works? I wanted to see the original.
Compare with the original? You know what? You start digging into the box and I'll compare it. Why don't you open the rule book and I'll dig in and compare the score sheet.
Rule book. How many rules? It actually doesn't look like it adds a crap ton of new rules.
What is it, just like a trifold thing? It's not even a whole pile of pages,
Yeah,
right?
like it's not...
2, 3, 4. And I like what they do here. They have little cartoon Uwe, the designer. He's giving little tips and stuff and a little speech bubble call out. That's kind of cute. Yeah. So
for sure.
I have the score sheet that we can compare with the original score sheet. I'm going to lay them one on top of the other, and you'll see some of our earlier scores. This is just, we've only ever played this 2-player. Ryan, Cheryl. Oh, let's see who's won these games, by the way. Do you remember who's won? Well, let's just...
I feel like did you win both times?
So it's Ryan and Cheryl, 11 to 19. So you slaughter me the very first game. Remember, that was the short game, the 6-round game that we found really hard.
Yes,
Right.
that's right. Yeah.
Going back to it, Ryan at the top there, 62 to 69. All right, so you took the second game, and then what do we have here? Oh my lord, 108 to 60 slaughter. How embarrassing. And we haven't played since. But
I've asked to
I know,
play.
we'll play. Okay, but you wanted to compare what was on this side of the score sheet. So it looks like, there's one extra line on the, oh no, there's a few, hold on. Ships, emigrations, exploration boards, sheds and houses, sheep and cattle, occupations, silver. Everything's at final income. Everything's the same so far. English crown, and then the negative.
It's all the same.
It's all the same. These are just so.
Extra book.
You get an extra score sheet book. Wow, that's pretty like. This is a pretty thick score sheet book for the base game. Like, that's a lot, and it's double-sided, so they must think that you're going to play this game a whole pile to give you an extra score book, whatever.
Guess so.
What else we got? Look, oh my gosh. It's a
So,
new...
extra organizer, which might be really helpful.
However, when I set it up for 4 players, I couldn't even fit the organizers next to each other. Do you think this is to spread things out, or do you think there's a pile more...
Oh, Lord.
Okay, let's take a look. What's punchable?
Okay.
Aside from me... Oh, yeah, look.
So...
More spaces to do things. This almost looks like you put it on top of the
Yeah, I was
existing
going
one.
to say, it looks like a replacement.
And it replaces. But what's different? That's brand new. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, what's that?
What's the elk hunt?
hunt.
That's new. You can hunt elk.
Yes.
And then, the pigs. Is that a pig?
That's totally a pig.
Wow.
Jacked pig.
Oh, and look, there's a horse too. There's horses.
Oh.
A jacked pig.
It does. Come
Yeah,
on.
that pig's been lifting. Okay, so next board. Okay, we'll dump this whole. Holy cow.
Dump it.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at that.
Okay, this is why you need the extra organizer.
Yeah, it's not to spread your existing ones out. It's more pieces. Okay, here we go. What do we have? A new mountain strip. So this is where in the base game you get your resources from, and it's neat to have extra ones because it's strategic, right? The spaces that you go on, you have to take from left to right. So it's like, oh, do I take 1 or 2? And it's kind of a game of chicken because you don't want to reveal the good spaces for other people. Got a bunch of extra silver. We've seen these peas before in the base game,
Yes.
but this is new. Why don't we just pop this one out and
What
just see?
are these?
Oh, those are different. What are those? Are those new boats?
Maybe?
There's a 5-point boat and a Oh, let's put that, you know what? We'll throw that on the close-up cam so people can see what we're, and there's a bit of blue on it, and we have a blue screen on the close-up cam, so you won't see the sky up here, but there's a little skinny ship. There's skinny boats in this game.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then this looks like another one that maybe you cover up the bottom of the board with and it changes the spaces. Is it double-sided? Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
and this is double-sided
And
as
that's
well.
double-sided. Okay, wow. I don't know if I've memorized. Oh, this is unique. This is different. The
Any.
Oh, you can grab any. So what these are is, so just quickly, if you haven't played the game, you've got a board and it's a big grid and you're trying to cover it up with these little tiles. And the more you do that, the more stuff you earn and the more points you don't lose at the end of the game. Because it's a Uwe Rosenberg game after all. He loves making you lose points. So, are we marred? Do we have a mar? Oh no.
No.
He's no good.
I'm sad.
Oh.
Like it got scratched or there was like a hair or something when it went through printing.
Printed, yeah.
That's funny.
Nuts. Oh well. Those, you can take worker placement spaces to get extra boards to do extra things. And this is one of them right here. So you get extra island boards. So this gives you more spaces to cover up with various treasures and tiles that you earn to get more points, get more income, and not lose as many points by the end of the game. Cool, but look at these. This is a completely different food shape.
Is it like boughs?
It's, yeah, something like that. It's boughs of tree stuff. Tree stuff, basically.
Herbs.
I'm essentially a botanist. It's herbs, but the shape is really cool. So one of the things that goes on in the game.
What's on the back?
Ah, it's a pig. Interesting. So does that mean you kill the pig and it turns into no, right? You upgrade maybe. Because doesn't it go red to orange? What's so good about this is if you're able, you know what, I'm going to put it on the close-up cam. We're not going to see the ocean, but if you're able to surround a bonus tile like that with a tile, or this one down here, then you get it as income for the rest of the game. So what's great about this is a lot of the tiles are really straight, but here, this does like most of the job, you know, covering up that spot. So those look pretty valuable. Yeah, and there's one special treasure that you can go conquering for that does it's a horseshoe and it goes almost all the way around a bonus tile, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, look, there's brand new sheds.
A hermit's hut.
A hermit's hut?
It's for you.
Oh, what? What are you talking about?
I'm kidding.
I know, I'm so lonely. I can't have people over to my house because there's...
everybody in 2020.
People keep yapping about some kind of disease. I don't even know what they're on about. But there's horses, and on the back of the horses look to be pregnant horses, of course, right? Yes. So your animals can breed, and I made a bit of a situation about that in the Agricola video, which I encourage you to watch. But they breed a bit differently, and it makes a little bit more sense in this game. As long as it's similar. As long as you have 2 animals, they make another animal. But if you have like 9 animals, they all make an extra animal, which is like, I don't know, that's not how nature works, I've heard. But anyway, back to this.
Pigsty.
Oh, a pigsty.
Sorry,
so
in frame.
Is it specifically to breed animals in there? Or you put a pig on there and it makes bacon? Look, there's like a bacon bonus in the middle of it, so you surround that. That's really weird and interesting and unique. And the armory, what's the deal with the armory? Is it more use for your ore? I'm making a big mess of the close-up camera here, but there we go. That's what the armory looks like. Oh, you can get, round after round, you can get a sword. That's the one, you start with a few weapons, but you don't get a sword. You actually have to take a certain action or, there's one action on the board that gets you weaponry. So that's another way to get weaponry.
Lumberjack's hut.
Lumberjack's hut. So you can put 2 wood on it to not lose 2 points by the end of the game. I don't see what's fancy about that, except that that gets you a random, that symbol means random weapon card.
Oh, okay.
And it's worth 7 points minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 2-point tile. Most of them are 2 points. Ooh, do you hear my tummy?
No.
Oh,
I did not.
Oh, it's growling. I've got that problem.
I did not.
My tummy's really noisy in it. Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding right now?
I'm starving right now. It must be. Or I get nervous. I don't know if it's like nerve activated tummy rumbling. But then I have to like
anxiety tummy?
I don't know. I have to work around it in editing. I'm like, oh no, I can't say that because you hear my tummy rumbling. It's really weird. Ooh, that's neat.
What's that?
I know what they are. Ooh, I know what they are because I read my Viking news. Can you guess? Here, I'll put them on here.
A giant bedroll? I don't know.
No, it's like one of those Viking poos. Did you know about that? They discovered that big fossilized Viking poo. It's a real thing. It's in a museum and it's on a stand and it's huge. That's what that looks like. Look, that looks like a Viking Tootsie Roll. Look at that thing.
It's not what it is.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
That's a Viking Cleveland steamer.
Because, like, look, it's like...
Okay.
It's like skins.
Skins on one side, and then you eat the skins, and then...
No, they made it like a mattress out of it.
It doesn't process well.
Like a mattress.
Oh, okay, maybe. But it still doesn't make sense with the pig turning into a bough of...
No, that tile, I'm not judging for that.
Maybe the pig fertilizes the ground from which you grow the... I don't know, I think we're reading too much into it.
Yeah.
Theme doesn't always work out in these board games, does it? So more islands, but the Faroe Islands, Shetland, we already have in the base game. So these are rejigged islands. They have extra, symbols.
What does that
Maybe
mean?
people will care about those. So there's extra symbols. Woo, get out of the way, Viking poops. Extra symbols up here. They're getting really hard to read now. There we go. That's the symbol for a Viking and a whaler and a nar and a longboat. But that's all I know. So there's some subtle change to it, but I'm not sure if I can interpret. I don't know. And then what, more horses?
Lots more horses. Another island.
Do you know how to pronounce that? So I don't look like a nerd. Is that Hebrides? Hebrides?
Hebrides? I don't know.
Usually, like, if I have prep time, I'll go and look up how to pronounce things, but not so much today. Ah, nice. Okay, cool. And then in the same shape as the pig that turns into mistletoe, we have elk antlers because there's that new elk hunting space. And again, this is the upgrade of the same shape, and it's going to go to blue on the back. Watch. Da, 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 blue.
Tongs and the side?
Yeah, I don't know if this will work if we put it on the close-up cam because, so it's some sort of tongs and a scythe or tools or something. But the important part is that it is a 9 conquer value. So another thing you can do in the game is you can go raiding and pillaging and roll this blue 12-sided die to try to take treasures by force. So that's what that sword number on the tile means. There's a new, you know what? It's just to hold those new skinny ships that we just saw. Oh my gosh.
What is wrong?
Oh my
with
gosh.
You? Okay.
I'm starving myself.
What? So what, you pay for the ships? And this is like, there's only one though.
No, it's the, oh wow. Yeah. Because normally you just go into a spot and you pay resources to get ships, but now there's like...
I don't think that's for one person though.
There's money totals above and there's skinny ship spots.
Yeah.
No, but that's going to be the common board for ships.
Yeah.
And again, like whenever I talk through these things, I know there's people who've played the game who are sitting at home going like, oh my God, it's for blank, because they've played and they know and we must look really foolish to them.
Yeah.
And finally, on the very last sheet, these are, we haven't dealt with these too much. These are normally thing penalties. So if you are unable... Uwe Rosenberg, as a game designer, he likes this idea where you have to feed your people or feed your family at the end of every X number of rounds, and if you don't have enough, you start... That's okay, you can punch him. I'm not mad. It's not triggering me at all. No, I'm not. My eye's not twitching in the corner. But anyway,
all of them.
You have. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't like those pieces anyway. So you have to feed your people, and then for every amount that you're not able to feed your people, you have to take some sort of token that loses you points. And normally these have like negative points on them. But these are looking like positive points, so I'm not too sure what the situation is with them.
Might be for something else.
Might be for something else. Well, I'm really interested in why there's a gigantic tong. That's weird. But I will show you something interesting that I had to work around in the how to play. So this is the treasure board where you get a bunch of like funky shaped tiles, including that horseshoe that I talked about earlier that helps you surround a bonus tile better. But what's interesting about this is that it's got this section roped off with tongs on it, and there's a worker placement space where you can stick your Vikings and get anything from the tongs section, except this crucifix has the tongs icon on it. So it's like graphically they messed it up, and the crucifix was supposed to be included in the tong spot. So yes. I don't know what this thing is and whether it's just like, throw them all over there. You know what I mean? Or, I don't know, is this supposed to overlap that board? I don't know. It's got the same, or all of these maybe all of these are supposed to go on this board. Do these all have the tong
Yep.
symbol on them? Yes, they do.
Yeah, all of them.
But it's interesting that they wouldn't put like the puzzle piecey, you know, shapes on there for those pieces to go on it. It's just some big thing. Maybe it's because they messed that up and they're like, no, I'm not going to do that again. You know?
I guess so. I don't know. What is?
That's a less than 9 sword value. So that means that everything on the board costs, I'm guessing, less than 9 swords to conquer. Like when you roll the big blue die, when you're raiding or pillaging.
Right, but
I'm guessing.
This one.
What's this?
It's 12.
Oh, it's 12. So no, there goes my theory out the window entirely.
Understand. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Are you, having seen the piles and piles of cardboard in this one, does it make you more excited to play it or less excited to play it?
I'm still excited to play. I will definitely play it.
Should I feel bad that I got the expansion and we haven't like put the base game through its paces? You know, I think
with
we
four
had
players?
No, with 2, even with 2 players. Like we played what?
Played it 3 times?
3 times, 4 times. I don't know.
So I think it's expansion time.
At what point? That's a good question for the people watching. At what point do you decide, yeah, we'll go and we'll get an expansion? Like how much do you have to juice a game for its value? And this is not a cheap game either, right? It comes in this gigantically tall box. But how many times do you have to play a game before you feel you have sufficient value in it to justify getting an expansion, especially a so-called essential expansion that people say they wouldn't play without? So if you know, let me know down in the comments below. And like I said before, there's the Discord link at the bottom of the screen. If you want to join me and share in person on the Discord server, then you can tell us there in person. Whew. I gotta go make myself a sandwich because I'm about to perish.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching and we'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you.
Did you just watch that whole thing? Oh, hey, to 100% this video, click the badge to subscribe and then click the bell to get notifications when I've got new stuff.